situation or
Right, and
whatever
what
like
you
that.
wanted from that, and so
Yeah.
you preferred the wide open space
Yeah,
as
like the
opposed
open
to.
space is way better than just congestion, like people everywhere, like
Okay.
For me, living in South Davis, I didn't have a car, I just felt very like stuck, and I felt like I had to depend on people to get places. So being downtown and growing up in San Francisco, I like just being able to like walk somewhere and I'm close to everything, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I like about being downtown.
Okay.
Same. Wanted to live downtown. I like walking. Even though I have a car, we don't have like a grocery store that close. Closest one is like Save Mart, like the Safeway in South Davis.
Really cool.
But so yeah. So with that, I just drive when I want to like grocery shop. But other than that, I can walk to any coffee shop to study at night or like bike. I just like that it's close to something because always I can't be home. I like have to go somewhere, and it's
Right.
nice I can just walk. If I don't like that place, walk to the next place. So like
Yeah.
Awesome. I think downtown would probably
Pretty ideal.
my idea.
Well, I mean, I think that goes back, I think it was you said
Yeah,
it,
I think
about
that's
that it depends on the age that you are in, because for me, what was important is being close to a bus line if I was farther away, being close to school or being close to food where I could walk everywhere or bike everywhere.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why I'm living literally next door to Safeway, you know, and then I'm on 2 bus lines, but I mean, as I get older, I might want to be closer to downtown to the bars.
Partake in such activities.
So that actually brings up another interesting question. How do you guys get around Davis?
car.
You do car? It sounds like you guys walk.
Road bike.
And bike
Road
and
bike.
car.
Okay. What type of bikes do you guys have?
Road bike.
Road bike.
Cruiser. That was awful from South Davis.
Yeah.
Oh my god, when you go to that little trail, there's a little uphill thing. I don't walk. I'm like, there's no point in like trying to
Oh
bike.
yeah,
That's awful.
Or the
we tried that a
overpass
couple
freeway.
times,
Mm-hmm.
which is really
No, my
dangerous.
chain came
Yeah,
off the trail.
even on a road bike,
Very
I feel like that
dangerous.
was pretty dangerous.
Yeah, so.
Okay. And so I guess does having a bus line near where you live help or not? Because I feel like you had an interesting reaction to it earlier on.
Yeah, well, that's when I lived in South Davis.
Right.
I mean, it was nice that it was there because I didn't have my car like for my last year,
Mhm.
so I would depend on the bus. But it just kind of sucks when you need to get somewhere like right away.
Or you're just always on a time frame it's not your time
Yeah.
frame, it's someone else's that they
Okay.
schedule, which I really don't like.
But the buses in West Davis are pretty reliable, I'd say. Like they're usually on time. It's a pretty frequent time frame. Like it sucks like being constrained to the Intertram's schedule, but it's not all that bad.
In North Davis, in my apartment, the J and the G line literally runs like every 15 minutes. So it's been really convenient in winter quarter when I was just lazy and didn't want to bike in the cold weather. But regardless of running every 15 minutes, you're still on someone else's
Yeah.
time. Whereas with a bike, you can
go
leave whenever you
whenever
want
yeah.
and just bike faster.
So let me pose this question then. Let's say that an apartment complex, just say it's a theoretical new one, and they're trying to get people. What if they had like a shuttle service that could get you from A to B? You could call in, and they would always have like say in between maybe 9 and like 10 o'clock at night. You could call them, and they would come pick you up in like 2 or 3 minutes, and then they would take you wherever you want. Would that be something that would make you want to go live there? Would it be something that you would even pay for?
That depends on the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so you're saying that within 2 to 3 minutes of a phone call, we get picked up and go anywhere we want?
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
that's
well,
pretty-
within
Do we get a ride
reason.
within
And
Just
let's
drop
say
you off
for,
and
for,
catch you
for
on the
this
roll.
for this, let's assume that you could get a ride back, and let's I guess also assume that maybe it cost $5 for a round trip.
Nah.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Just a thought I had.
Okay.
So I guess let's go back to like what are the sort of amenities that you want in an apartment complex?
We looked for having a washer and dryer in the apartment was something that was important to us.
Oh yeah.
So that's good.
Okay.
The sink garbage disposal, which almost every place has it, but going for my friends in Cal Poly who live in like the sophomore like apartment dorms, they're like apartments, but they're student affiliated. They don't have that dishwasher disposal, and it's something you miss when you don't have, because you
How do
can't.
not have that in the sink?
But you can't like put food down the sink at all, and it's like that's something you don't realize the importance of. So I mean, now it's something I look for, but it's not something an issue in Davis. But
I didn't grow up with them, so it doesn't really. So I mean, like that is not really something I check
Yeah,
for whenever
yeah.
I go into an apartment.
Are there any other sort of amenities like
Showers. Sorry.
I mean,
Enough showers.
but so the bathroom.
The number of
breaking
bathrooms.
is- yeah.
Not that they have showers.
Not that they yeah.
Well, like, because ours right now, that's probably the only thing I don't like. The fact that there's one shower. We have 2 bathrooms, so it's like 1.5 bathrooms
Oh, okay.
and 1 shower.
Okay.
And that can get really hard with like 4 girls.
Mhm.
But you have
So-
to walk.
And we have to walk through a girl's room to get into the shower.
Oh, wow.
And I'll
Really?
come back from the gym late at night, and it's kind of like
They're like,
1 in the
"Hey,
morning, like, hey,
Oh,
hope you don't have
really?
your boyfriend, like, can I like go to the bathroom? So like, it could get kind of weird, like the fact that I can't shower when I want, sometimes I have to like plan them when I
Okay.
know they're not home, sort of thing.
Reserve the
But-
shower, sort of thing.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
sometimes I even go next door and shower at her place. But
Oh, wow. Is it the same over there?
No,
Did
no,
the-
it's
okay.
ours is a 2-bedroom, and we have a loft where a girl used to live, but she moved out. But yeah, so it's a loft. So we just have 1 shower, 2 sinks, 1 toilet.
Okay.
So it's not bad for 2 people. And I think if people have cars, parking might be an amenity that they might want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in South Davis it was great. Ooh, there's tons of parking. But downtown it gets tricky
Mm-hmm.
with like what is it, like 1 permit
it
per.
was 1 permit per household, like a city permit sort of thing. And where we live, there's only 1 spot available per like apartment. And at a point, 3 of us had a car. So
Okay.
like 1 girl would like park on our parking spot. I had the city permit, and then this 1 girl, hopefully she'd just be moving around in a 2-hour. Like,
Oh,
which
wow.
side?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's, okay.
yeah.
So parking is huge depending on where you are.
And
Yeah.
if you have a car.
Okay. Are there any other amenities that you would want in an apartment complex? Like, would you want your own gym? Would you want like a swimming pool, or are those things just not important?
I would like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
It's
be,
not
I wouldn't
conventional.
complain.
Yeah.
Okay. So they would definitely help, but not. Would you be willing to pay more for, say, an apartment complex that had very comparable, like, say they were both like 2-bedroom, 2-bath, they were in reasonably similar locations? Would you be willing to pay more for one if it had those amenities?
Depends on like for the gym amenity, like it depends on how close I am to campus, because that we have the ARC,
Okay.
But because I'm like in the winter, I was a good distance away in the cold from the ARC. I really enjoyed having my own gym because I could just go there. But it's really small, and so it depends on I would pay for it depending on the proximity I was to campus, which
Okay.
gets tricky.
Yeah. So that's pretty common in there. Okay. So in your guys' experience, have apartment complexes ever done like anything to, I guess, entice you to live there that actually worked? Like I know a lot of them they offer like free internet or free utilities sometimes, or they'll offer like your first month rent, free or something.
The Ramble, the new apartment complex, they're doing a lot of that.
Mhm.
Like if
They're
you,
offering TVs.
yeah, if you fill, because they're offering something where you can either pay by the apartment or you can pay by the room. And if you sign a lease with a full apartment, then they'll give you a flat screen or something.
In the first month.
And the first month for free, yeah.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
they include utilities and
Until everything's included,
Right.
yeah.
Well, to a limit,
To a limit, yeah.
Right.
but
Okay.
for my apartment, which helped us in comparison to we moved between Chautauqua and LaSalle across the street. Chautauqua gave us $200 off our deposit, and then they have this free internet, which it's not really free. We pay for a phone line, but that's like $8 a month. But
Okay.
we get free internet, so it's not really free. But whatever. That kind of played a part, not solely, but
Okay. So it was somewhat effective, but not definitely didn't alter your decision too much.
right.
Okay. So where are your guys' experience with housing management? Not good. And I guess why have those experiences been bad then?
In South Davis, we lived in Brisa, so it was Sorrento, Avalon, and Brisa, and it was like the best management ever. Like, anytime you put in a request, they came in right away. They were so nice. They gave like snacks during finals, bagels, donuts. It's just like
Scantrons, boobas.
Scantron, just like
Really?
Everything.
just like super nice people and just really welcoming, and like now are they called Ally now? So Ally Property, the Acadian, they're right below us, and they're still like, we always joke because like they can be awful management because they just have so much money and own so many properties that are like near campus.
Okay.
So like they're very rude. When we tell them something's wrong, they just kind of like smirk at us, and it's.
Okay.
I would feel happier living there. We're living there again next year. I would feel happier living there if we had a better management.
Okay. So you are still living there next
Right,
year?
we're still living there next year.
And this is your current place now in downtown? Okay. So
Mainly for location, not
Okay,
because I like
that's-
the
That's the
apartment.
only reason.
okay.
Because the apartment's old, they won't really, our dishwasher is crazy, our washing machine is crazy, but like, they won't really fix it. They come up with excuses not to fix things,
Oh wow. Okay.
and
And how much do you guys pay for that place?
it's pretty expensive. I wanna say it's $1,900
Okay, for two people.
for a really big room, a smaller room, and then a loft.
Right. Okay.
And in my apartment complex, Tandon like prides itself on being student friendly, but I feel like they treat me like I'm a child, and a lot of the times, like ended up doing construction on the apartment below us without notifying us, which is is fine. I understand they're doing construction, but I would have liked to know, and I went to complain to them, and they the vibe that I got from them was very condescending and just not what I liked. And then sorry, and the only we've had also things like our heater was broken in winter, and they wouldn't they would fix it, but it kept breaking. Like it broke 3 times to the point where it's 50 degrees in our apartment, and it was like,
Okay.
if we're calling in this request, it shouldn't take 3 or 4 times to get it fixed. And just they kept making kind of it's hard for me to explain without hearing the tone of voice that she uses with me, but and the only reason we're living there next year is that our rent went down $73 per person. So it was like,
Wow.
that's the only reason we're staying, really. I mean, the amenities itself are good, it's just the management was worse enough for us to want to move.
So had the price not changed, would you guys have moved?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. What about you, Jason? Have you had good or bad experiences with it?
Yes, our management is so incompetent. I moved in like June last year, and my roommate thought that since I moved in June and they renewed the lease, they put me in the household, and then I got locked out and I went to the office. As it turns out, like they changed managers, so my name wasn't filed. And then after that, so like I couldn't get in. And then after that, I was like, dude, are we gonna get into trouble? Like I was considered as a legal, what you call this?
Legal resident.
Yeah, legal resident. I was like, and then they were like, we'll talk about that, And then my roommate, like 6'6" guy, was really like imposing to this manager, like, what the fuck happened? Like he was here since June, blah blah blah, and then from that was like January,
Okay.
and then from then on they changed managers every week. I guess I don't know what's happening right now. So yeah, it's still up in the air, but we're gonna renew our lease and hopefully everyone is gonna be there. But
Okay. So you don't.